to thank Brother Coltrane for using this Gabatep space to portray the artwork, this beautiful artwork that we have on display. I know that he's been dealing with this for a very long time, and I'd like to give him an opportunity to share some information with us and talk about the artist and the artwork and how he came into representing these artists from Zimbabwe.
But in 2002, my partner and I went to Zimbabwe, to support the government and its land reform program. And we signed a memorandum of understanding, an MOU with ZANU-PF, which is the ruling party of Zimbabwe, to say that we wanted to help the artists meaning the brothers and sisters who had what we considered one of the most magnificent skills that we had ever seen, meaning this art form. A large percentage of those artists, are living with, their own difficulties, meaning that they have no other jobs, they have no other form of employment, and some of them are victims of HIV, as it is in many parts of Africa. But they have a very distinct gift. We believe it was a gift, and we think and that is their creation of Shona stone. Shona stone means people of stone, which is the language of Zimbabwe, and this is what it's called, Shona stone. So I go to Zimbabwe and I speak to Dominic Buhara, who's like a master sculptor. And they have it's a farm where all of the artists come and they're chiseling, the brother said, Mark said, they're chiseling, because this is rock, this is stone, this is, they're chiseling, they're using heat, they're using water that changes the color, and they do that every day. It's like working in a mine or something, but they've taken the stone from the mine, and they have all of these different pieces all over the place, right? So you walk through, and then you try to get a feel for what it is you think black people here will appreciate. What is it that you think of someone would want in their home, right? What is it that, and that's what my job is. My job is to try to think and feel like black people and say they would like this piece, they would like this piece. Now I also like it myself. So that's how we do it. Oh, this is the artist, Fabian. This is the mother, but see, I always thought these were the children, but then they're grown, so it's not necessarily the children, it's sisters. But the artist wanted to say unity, right? Family, love, and this one, it was her head leaning up, is like proudness, be proud.
I just think it's so magnificent in terms of the detailing of the women's dress. I mean, all three of them chiseled to perfection.
I just want to say one other thing that's very important. All of these stones are only unique to Zimbabwe. Each stone and each piece is a different stone. There's nowhere else in the world that you will be able to find the raw material, because it's a dike. A dike is it's an imperfection in the geological structure of the mountains. And it runs all the way from Zambia through Zimbabwe to South Africa. This dike, meaning this imperfection. And that imperfection is like a split geologically in the Earth's surface. And that's where the mines are. And so then the artists go there, and why only Zimbabwe, I don't know, because no one else decided they wanted to deal with it. But the Zimbabwean artists, I think, decided, you know, thousands and years ago that they wanted to work with stone. Yeah, this is called Pregnant Woman, which should be obvious. This is done by David Mutasa, and this is cobalt stone. And you can't see the back of it, but in the back the color is different in the front because of the application of the heat and the water. The more water you put on the stone and the more heat you put, then the colors change because of the internal composition of the stone itself. Now, I mentioned Dominic Buhara because Dominic Buhara is like the renowned master sculptor. This is by his brother, Take Sure. There's a picture of him. And all of Dominic's pictures, all of his signature all of the women or whatever, they're standing on one leg. That's his signature. Because he wants to emphasize movement. This name of this piece, and the name is always important, is Proud Nun. This is a nun praying, right? Yeah. This is cobalt. This is my favorite stone because it has gradient. You see the white in here? The whites is what they call veins. Meaning inside the stone, once you start, when you can't see it here, but the rock starts to look like this at the beginning. Then when they start to chisel and heat it, it changes color. But then inside it keeps all of these different patterns. Now when I first bought this piece, you know, I was attracted to it because it's abstract art. Yes. You don't see anything other than this face. This again, this is the same stone as this one and this one, but the artist wanted to make this one distinctively pronounced with this color. That was his choice, right? And it's bigger, and it's heavier, and it's more defined features, you see? If you look at those, there's no features on that one. This is clearly a nun, again, praying, and the title of this piece is Prayer.
Hard work. Hard work.
Yeah.
The buttons on the dress, right? One hand here, one hand in the back. Come on, man. When it comes from the mind, you see? You don't see any color in that, right? You see a little gradation here.
But that's the natural stone.
That's the natural stone. And he left that deliberately so you could see that it was one stone. It never was interfered with, and it was no part. You see? That's how he started. He starts with this. This is a physics. You have to pivot these ones.
I noticed.
Because this weighs at least 200.
My question is, when they create this art, are they creating it for us on this side of the world, or are they creating it for themselves, or how does that, I mean, do they take us into consideration? Did they want to send a message to us, or is this just a way of life for them, or you know what they're doing? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
There's no way I can say what's in their head.
Oh, okay.
But I can say this, that the artist is always creating in his image his own reality. That's the...
And you think it's important for them to keep doing the art because it kind of captures the lost culture of I mean, because it is, their culture has been interrupted as well.
No
so.
question. See, I guess you still go back to the role of the artist. What is the role of the artist? The role of the artist is to convey to the people the life, the realities, the experience in his vision. of the struggles of his people. And song, right? And dance, and music, and paintings. But what's missing is sculptures.
Very valuable.
We don't have too many sculptures. And the best sculptures in the world come from Zimbabwe because of the stones. I mean, people say, oh, Coach Rain, you're just lying. You can find this anywhere in the world. Okay, I say, you go produce it. Go find it. Go find me another stone like this. Anywhere in the world. It doesn't exist. It's in Africa, I'm saying. So I think the culture for us is art, right? It's dance, it's music, it's language, right? It's our women, right? Because that's how culture is transplanted. Men do not, you see, people might disagree with me, but I think women, because they bear our children, plant the culture in the children. And then the children then bring it to society and fruition.